screen with you, so you and I can use interface.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I'm stopping my series.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see the screen.
Yes, let me allow you to control the screen also. Yes, so.
To control. Okay, so you just first go to the file and go to project structure, this one. Okay.
Yes.
So now the next one, you can see here the artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Artifact actually create same jar file. Like you can use multiple ways to build jar file, but this is the simplest one and easiest one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So next step is you need to select jar and their module and dependencies. Okay. What it will do, it will find out all the modules and dependency available into your project. Okay. So the jar file from library. Okay. So you don't need to change any option from here. And when the jar file requires main class as well. Okay. So when you click here, you will definitely see we defined the main, like write some code for main array of strings, may you remember. This make it the main class. Okay. We use that word only when we need to make a main class.
I actually have questions. So the hello world is object, right? Is it a class?
Yeah, it is object in Scala, object and class. Let me show you. If I go back, or first I need to like complete this process.
Okay.
Okay, first, okay, so I selected the main class, the main object. You can see here, hello world. It includes all the jar file which SBT has. Okay.
Yes.
You can see all the dependencies. If you want, you can remove them if all the libraries are available into your remote cluster where you want to submit. Okay. Otherwise, you
Sorry.
can just.
Yeah. Sorry. Just a moment. Let me turn off the daylight function. This is annoying. Okay. Yes. Please continue.
Okay. So I was saying you can see just like there the jar file dependencies in the articles. Okay. But if we build the jar file, there are two options. We can add this dependency and we can manually remove these dependencies. Okay, it's you. If all these dependencies are available into the cluster where you are going to submit this job, okay, it doesn't require these dependency. But if that server doesn't have this dependency or cluster doesn't have this dependency, then you need to include into your jar. Okay. So after doing this, you just need to apply and click OK. Okay. It will not create the jar file until you rebuild the project. Okay. And let me rebuild the project, and you will also see here there is another option which is visible now, build artifact.
Oh,
which was
I have questions. So how about build project? Is it the same with create the jar file?
Sorry, I did not get your point.
Yeah, sorry. So in here you have the build project. Is it the same with creating the jar file?
Yeah. We are just one step short. I am just showing you now. After rebuilding the project, you need to build artifact. Okay. You just need to build. As the building process is complete, it will generate the jar file, and I will show it to you. Just wait a moment. It is compiling dependencies and creating a jar file. So during the I was building the jar file, you ask one question. It is main class or main object, right? Okay. The an object can, like, a class can have more than multiple objects in it, right? So we define the object and we define. Okay.
Sorry,
So in
again, I think I lost you for a little bit.
okay. So we defined here an object, right? An object have a main method. Def main. Yeah. So this made it or convert into the main object or main class. One class can have multiple objects. Okay. So this is the like approach. But in Scala, you have functionality. You can use object as well. You can use class as well. Whatever. But object is much better than class. I will share you a couple of examples with you while building, like if we move on the training sessions. It will be good enough to learn on later. Okay. So if I remove that word, you cannot build a jar file because it will remove your main class, and object or jar file always require main class. While submitting it to cluster, you need to define first. While submitting, you need to define the parameter which is your main class.
I have a question.
Okay.
So always I need to define the main class in the object in Scala, right?
Only in one class, not all the classes.
Oh, okay, I see.
Okay, because your main class one should be one. It makes sense. Like having heart in a body is only single. You cannot put two. So this is the example. So you only can have one main class, and rest of will be the child class.
I see.
Okay. So as you see, the compilation or jar building process has completed successfully. Okay. Now you can see here there is an output folder, right? Click on artifact and go here. You will see your jar.
I see. So if you look at this jar, how do you know like it's a fat jar or thin jar? Like what are the different, what is the thing between them?
Fact jar and fact jar and
Thin jar.
thin jar.
Thin jar. Like, you know, like this.
Thin jar.
Yeah, thin jar. Yes. Yes, like this, like I'm not sure, like actually, like skinny, thin, fat, hollow. Like I'm not sure, like what is the difference between them and how do you create each of those?
Yeah. Thin jar, as you can see from your image. Thin jar have all the libraries that I already told you. Thin jar have all libraries of OS, Java, like any kind of. As I told you, the SPT, it includes all the libraries. But fat jar does not include libraries, does not include server applications and other things. So, okay. So as I told you, if you remove all the dependency, it will be fat jar. If you include all the dependency, it will be a thin bar.
I see. So how do you make different type of jar in this?
It's logical understanding. It's not physical kind of thing. It's logical. If you are including, you can just refer it, including all the dependencies. You can just refer it. This is a thin jar or what. And so thin jar makes understandable to other person that it does not look like
I see.
or I have to place on myself. Okay. This is the logic behind it.
I see. Okay.
So now I think the next thing, do you know how to execute run this jar file?
Yes.
Do you want do you want to know it? Just a minute, just a minute.
Well, after I get the jar file, I can upload in my Hue interface, so it's all right. But then for running, like, do I just go like? Oh, I remember last time, like here and run, right?
Yes, you can just again run hello world. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, actually, I have another question. So, the other day I installed Spark in here. So, and I'm still trying to figure out like where is the Spark shell. That's I suppose that
Did you install on Windows?
yes. Did
So you don't
something.
know?
I'm not sure if I did it correctly, but I remember I installed. Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, I remember I installed the Spark interface. Well,
Did you also install Hadoop?
oh no, I just installed Spark.
Okay, so I think it requires another dependency, that is Hadoop, and I think we are diverting from our topic.
Oh, okay, sure, sorry. Yes, let's go back to the topic. Okay.
Can you wait a minute? I think there is some distortion.
Yes, I received some distortion in my site as well.
Yeah, yeah. Just a minute. Actually, in my neighbors, there is some construction work is happening. So
Oh, that's why. Because I thought like I hear like some kind of wind, some kind of noise in the background, but I wasn't sure what it is. Okay, that's all right. So, what is the next module that you would like to show me?
okay, so the next thing, I think we need to move to like Spark and other things, right?
Oh, okay, sure. Oh, actually, I have a question on UDF in Scala. Like, what does this supposed to mean, and how do you often use UDF?
UDF.
Yes.
See the example of UDF, right?
Yeah, I don't know because the other day I went to a Cloudera meeting, and they was talking about like how you can use UDF in like you can written a UDF in Scala and have a PySpark to run that UDF, and I was so confused.
Yes. Actually, UDF is user-defined function. Okay. So what you can do, you can define some function in Spark application, and you call it into somewhere in like in your main object in the main class. Use that. Okay. So
Oh, okay.
let me show you the example. If you want to see on
Sure.
my, then I can teach you like how you can write the UDF. Okay.
Sure, that's good idea. Let me stop share and you can share the screen.
I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. Let me open a product that have a case class. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
That's good. So if you see here, there are a lot of UDFs that I have defined. Okay. It requires to import Apache org spark.sql function.udf. Okay. And the next thing, the same thing, you need to define an object like in Scala project. as I told you, as we define main class or main object, we can define another project and we write UDFs there. Okay. So I defined an object UDF. You can. This is the object name. You can define any name which you want. It extends the serialization. You know serializable?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. So what I defined a simple UDF. What this UDF do? I define variable function. You know, val can be any string, any value, any
Sorry, I
integer.
cannot hear you clear. I think there's some disconnected.
Okay, okay. So I told you I have written couple of UDFs here. That UDFs likes user. Hello,
Yes.
can you hear me?
There's some disconnected. Can you say it? Hello?
Hello, hello. I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, okay, okay. So can you see my screen or I need to reshare it?
Oh, sure. Let me. So should I share my screen again?
If you want, you can. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Here. Okay, my
Okay.
screen is shared.
Should I get the controller? You will do it at your own.
Yeah. Let me share you the controller. Sorry. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So now we are going to create a UDF there. Okay. Again, as I told you, Scala is the main folder, main directory where we have to declare everything. If you want, you can create it, but I will suggest you to just play within this directory. Okay. Okay. Again, we will right click here. We will go to new and we will choose Scala class. Okay. Again, I will choose object. Okay. I just double click it. It will ask the like name. So we say UDF example. Okay.
Yes.
Now you can see the object is created. Okay. So now what I will do, I will write here a sample UDF function. So because this is a Java program, okay, this is a Java program, we are writing UDFs for Spark, or you need to write UDFs for Scala. Because UDFs are not in the Scala, they are in Spark. It is a simple Java project, so we need to include dependency of Sparks first. Let me share you, like first we system to make an error on it, and then I let you know how you will resolve, how you can add dependencies of Spark. Okay. Okay. What I do, I just type import org.apache. It doesn't showing here. Apache.spark.sql.function.udf. Okay. You see, this command is unknown for this project. Okay. So now what we need to do? It's mean that whatever we write, it's missing, cannot resolve symbol Apache. Can you see? Now what we need to do, we need to include Spark dependency. Okay, as I already told you, like there is a website Maven. which provides all the dependencies related to Spark and all other as well.
Can you share with me the website?
Yes, sure. I will open on your computer. Don't
Okay, that's awesome. Yes, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So now what we will do, we will try to find out the libraries which basically of Spark. Okay. So what I will do. Okay. So can you see my screen, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, I still only can see my screen.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah?
Sorry. Okay. Let me do on your computer. Let me do.
Okay.
Now what we write here, Spark, Scala, dependent, Maven. Now you can see.
Oh.
Now this is the Maven repository. You go there. You can see here a lot of right. Now what we need to include? We need to include Spark core. I will click on, and if I click here, you can see there are a lot of versions of this Spark core dependency. Okay, so we need to find out what Scala version we are using first. Okay, we will check again into our project which version we are using, and we can find it. It is 2. Okay. We need to download the right dependency first. So this is 2.11, right? We click here and it will navigate us to another web page. Here you can see if you are building a Maven project, you need to add the dependency like this. Okay. If you are using Gradle, then you need to mention your dependency path like this. Okay. But we are working with SBT, right?
Yes.
So we need to copy this one. Okay. Copy it, and we will go to our project again. Okay. And here is build sort properties, where we press enter and paste it. As we will paste, there must be some pop-up which allow you to import changes. Okay. I control S. Okay. So I don't know why
should I use this?
not so.
No.
So this dependency is in your project, right? Now we go to SPT and let's refresh. It must capture all the changes that we made. Download the dependency that we defined here. It will include that file into your project, and you can just see when it's completely came into your project. You will also can see the plugins things here, the Spark jar file here. Okay.
I see. So I have a question. So every time when I open a new project, then I need to do this, like restart it all over, right? Because I remember I did it in another project, but then the line.
Yeah. You need to copy this command, but you already downloaded this file. Your system will not automatically download it again. Okay.
Oh, I see.
It see all the dependencies are available on your computer. If it will never ever download again. So now I think due to we are on a call connection, so it will like take a couple of minutes to download.
Okay. Maybe I can see your screen on the file on.
No, I think there's two projects running, and hopefully it may be fixed in a couple of minutes. So whenever you are going to build a Spark application, there are another option. Once you download this dependency, what you can do when you make your fact jar, you want to include. If you want to include, you can include. If you want to exclude, you can exclude it. The other thing is here we can add a provided method. Provided method, what does it? Doesn't include your jar file also. Okay, so it assumes the Spark dependency is available into your cluster, and that's true. We don't the Spark dependency in our cluster after building the jar because cluster already has Spark installed, and there are JDBC drivers and jar files are there. Now you can see the error is gone in the S. So it's the dependency has been downloaded, and now we will go into our UDF and we will see it must be also the Apache is fixed. Okay, now I think the function is the issue. Okay, so Apache is fixed, Spark functions. Now we need to add another dependency. Okay,
Yes.
and that dependency is Spark SQL. So now we find out Spark SQL dependency Maven again. Okay, there will be some. Yes, I think we can go back and find it out.
Oh, so this this website is for all the repository in Maven for Java, right?
Yes, Java for Scala for SPD projects, and
I see.
the same thing again. Here we can see there is a path. Okay. So for downloading the dependency, we will copy it again, and again we go to our application, build.s. We will paste it, and Control S. It must allow you to code changes, but we will refresh your SPD, and you will see it will also start downloading the jar. Okay. Remember one thing: whatever library or whatever jar you are going to if you are going to read from MySQL database, then you also need Spark supported dependency, which can read from MySQL database or Oracle database. So every time you think your source or destination is changing, you need to include the dependency from Maven.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Okay. So this is a free tip to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Downloading the jar file from the mentioned link, and you will see the error we were getting in the function will be gone. Okay. So again, we go to the UDF, and now you can see the error is gone. Okay.
Yes.
Now you are in position to write UDF function. Okay.
Yes.
So as I told you, because we apply UDFs on multiple records and streaming apps and others, Spark, which basically consumes a lot of data. So what we do, we extend it to serialize table object. Okay.
Could you tell me a little bit on serialize? I read a couple of blogs, but I'm so confused about it.
Okay, serialization is just like making you data or like you can say, in the simple words I have, I can explain to you. Let me find out a simple example for you and think of.
Yes.
I will just give you the idea what basically serialization means. So it just like transform your data into byte stream, and when it process it, it again convert into object. Like first you receive object, it convert into byte stream, okay, and byte stream you can say the object take lot of memory than byte stream.
Oh, I see.
Okay. So that's why like it's an optimal way to process any data.
I see.
Okay. So now you can see here. Now let me show you a simple UDF example. For defining UDF in Scala, we need to again use val. Okay.
Oh, I have questions. Sorry. So, what
Yes.
does the extend mean? Like,
Sorry.
what does the extend mean?
Extends mean like it is adding the functionality with of serialization into it.
Oh, I see. So this is the include query in Scala, right?
Yes. The another thing I think we previously missed. I don't want to go into very expert level, but you asked this question. I will definitely explain you one thing more. Like if I remove this one, like I'm giving you an example. Okay. If I remove this part, okay, you what you can do, you can again extend it as app. Okay. Now it will not require you the previous main define main function.
Oh, but what does app do?
Yes, extends app means it consider it's your main class.
Oh, I see. Ah, okay, I see.
Okay. Okay. So you can do it by this way as well.
I see. So, what
Yes.
way would you prefer to write? Like, what is the so what is the
Both are very efficient. Both are
okay.
very efficient. It's a way of coding, the style of your coding. May,
Okay.
I think a couple of people like write all the program in a single class, like in the main of them. But couple of people, as I made like the UDF class separate. Okay, so it's depends on your style of coding. If you are comfortable to write all the code in a one class, it's up to you. But it will very create a problem, and you will obviously violate the rules of object-oriented programming. And object-oriented programming like help you to make your life easy. Once your object declare, you can use anywhere. But in a simple single class, you did not define object and you just write the code. Then you need to write the code again and again and again and it makes your code program very complex.
I see.
Okay.
So, sorry,
Now
I want.
move to the UDF. I think I have answered all the question. If you have any others, let me know.
Yeah, just want to quickly check again. So, for if my code is short, I can just use extend. If my code is complex, then I should use the OPP, right? Object oriented program.
Yeah. If your code is long, I will prefer you or suggest you follow the oriented approach. It will
Okay.
definitely help you to like it's very simple. Like if you write couple of program code into some separate class and you know all, like as I defined UDF example, all you define here rather than defining into main class. So whenever you need to change something into your code, you don't need to read all the code. You will go to UDF and you can check I defined all the UDFs here and I need to make change here and I will make change and it will reflect to my main code.
I
It
see.
will be reflected everywhere. If you make change in one class, it will be reflected in the uh, 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 all program wherever you applied this, wherever you're using. Okay, so that's why that object-oriented program approach is a very good approach. Okay. So is it clear, or I need to explain more?
Oh, I have another question. So complete is a complete class already, right?
So what complete class? Sorry.
Oh, so like here I need to. Oh, okay, I see. Yes. So like this one I can build and run as a jar file already, like, right?
It will include into your jar. Don't need to worry about it. If it is
I
a
don't need
separate,
to. Oh, okay. So I don't need to go file and build again.
no. First, I need to write the UDF. Then you need to build again. Build artifact. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. I
So
clear that.
okay. So I was writing the UDF. Let I define a example UDF TRF example. I just or we can say uh, first UDF. Okay. I define. Okay. Now I say this is UDF. Okay. And it starts with these curly braces and also with curly braces. Okay. Okay. So for UDF example, I say I define a variable like you can say score. Okay. And I said score type is long. Okay. And I do yours. Okay. I just gave you understanding after defining everything. Okay. So I'm letting you know like what I'm doing. Okay. I find a variable and variable type is long, and I am putting it to some function. Okay. And what I point, I say if using if condition. Okay. If score is less than 60, okay, I say then good job. Okay. Sorry, bad job. And this is string. You can write it and anything here. Okay. I say if this is less than 60, if score is less than 60, then bad job. Yes.
I have some questions on the syntax.
Yes.
Oh, maybe I will let you complete the function first.
Okay. Okay. As example, I say good job. Okay. Now your PDF is defined. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. This is the unknown error. We don't need to consider. Okay. So this is a simple UTF. It will work like if you put some condition like and apply these condition to some scenario. Okay. It it will return you the value which I am basically showed here. Okay. So this
I
is a
have
simple UTF.
Yes, I have a question. So, why is highlight here? Is that
Okay, let me check why it is.
yeah, let me move this one. Sorry, this one out of the way so you can check on the yes.
Type allocation required for public member. I think sometime IntelliJ face problem. We need to just restart it.
Okay, sure.
So you like try to write some Spark program.
Yeah, yeah, I was trying.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, but
It's like the first object, and you did not but defined again like app or the main. Okay, you did here.
yeah, basically I copy someone else. So
No, it's good. It's good for learning. It's
I
good for.
just try to understand the syntax first, but I have some difficulties in understand the syntax. So
Okay, so it ran successfully, right?
I haven't ran it. I don't think I ran it.
Okay, and you see code dependencies are there, which I
Yes.
discussed.
Yeah, I was wondering where they get that from. I couldn't understand that at all. So now I understand.
Yeah. Okay. So this is your SPT version,
Yes.
and rest of the things are good. But you did not produce jar file, right?
Yeah, I have no idea how to run this. Like I just basically copy and
Okay.
projects.
Okay. Do you have an environment where you can run Spark application?
I believe so, but then yes, I can run in that environment, but I prefer to develop on my local first and test to see if it run okay.
How you are going to develop it?
Yes. So I mean, like I have my work environment where
How you will develop your like Hadoop environment?
oh, I thought I already defined the spec session, so I thought it would be okay. No?
No. Actually, the jar file of Spark that you build, you need to test somewhere in an environment, and you need to have the environment.
Oh, I see.
Okay. So I can teach you that how you
Sure.
easy, but that is not part of the context.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's all right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Can we use that in
uh,
can we use that in like tutoring session because I'm not sure like what I need to do and what not, you know. So
actually, I was expecting you already have environment to run this application, Spark application, and then you build a jar file, and there you can submit, and there you can like see the output of it. But
yes,
I
yes,
am
I do
surprised
have
you
that.
don't have environment of. of Hadoop where you can run jar file?
No, I have that, but then it's like on my work cluster test. So I just need to run like first to see like if the Scala script is running okay, and then I transport that jar file to my work cluster to like run it again on there.
Also, I think you don't have idea how to test your script unit by unit. Like
Yeah, I
application,
have no idea. I have no idea.
no idea. This is a like very bad situation. Uh, you need to know it because you cannot every time just submit your application and you found error and you need to rebuild again and then run the application and again found the error. So this is not the efficient way. You need to uh, check your code through some shell, which is called Spark shell.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to install, but I don't know what happened.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So installation or window is a difficult thing because you need to install a couple of other dependencies. So how much RAM of
let me see. I can install a VM that have
yes, yes. This is the right way. You need to install a VM.
yeah. Okay,
But
let me
first,
try to work that out.
it's a 16 GB. It's good enough. It's good
Yes.
enough to like run a VM. So what of VM you will run or build?
Okay, let me try to do a VM on the. So basically, I need to have like standalone Hadoop with a Spark, right?
Well, I will suggest you there are many platform which you can simply import, and you can use them. Okay.
Okay.
So do you know how to use the environments?
Pardon?
Do you know how to use the environments? Hadoop, Spark, and
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, like, I know how to use it in my work. I'm not sure how it would turn out in my computer.
on which environment you previously worked?
Pardon?
On which environment you previously
Oh,
worked?
so I use Hue. So, well, my upcoming
No,
cluster.
no, Hue is basically application. Hue is basically application. I'm talking about the complete environment of big data, or you can say Hadoop, which is pre-built.
Yeah, well, before my company didn't go to big data. So, like, yeah, so
Okay, you are the first one. You are basically working on it, right?
yeah, we are developing. So,
Mhm.
yeah, so before we just like,
So right.
yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so because I'm a one-on-one person, one-man army. I administration side idea as well. I can just also guide you, and also can configure you all the environment, but it doesn't fit in the $5 per hour.
Okay, I understand. Okay, let me try to find out a way to install that first. Then we can maybe like meanwhile you can teach me the syntax on Scala because I still have confusion on like like when I read mainly like I need to understand like when I look at the script like what it means and I still lacking in that. For example, like when you was writing something long and I wasn't sure like what it means.
So I think now you got the idea how to build the application into Scala. I think we should move towards Spark rather than staying into Scala, or rather than staying into
Uh,
simple Scala. Okay, as you write
yeah.
this,
No, I
use this
didn't write
program
this.
as we can use this program as example, and we can define a UDF here. Okay,
Yes, but
so again we
can
go
you
here.
open the UDF because I still don't understand the syntax.
Okay. Let me restart the IntelliJ and then I will show you if there is some problem.
Yes, because my main issue is that I want to understand what the syntax of Scala because I still very confused on that.
Okay.
Oh, here, let me
I'm unable to click somewhere. Okay.
here let me start the IntelliJ. How do you access the Hello World 2 project?
Okay. Let me click on your PC.
Oh, okay. You still have the control, right?
Just let me, can you revoke my control and reassign?
Pardon? Oh, okay. Control. Okay.
Yes, now I think I am able to hear. But let me do. Can you go to file? I'm unable to click on file. File
Okay.
one. Go to recent project. Third one. Yes. And go to other one. Okay. Now let me check why the error is. This is object. Type annotation required for public member. Let me check what is error because I did not see before on my.
Okay. That seemed to work, right? What is
This is
what is
right.
yeah? Oh,
This one is you can set any name like I just the filing function is I say my function.
okay. Yeah, okay. It seems to work. Does it?
UI, it is very simple syntax, but it is giving error when you type some this. Given like finding any other name like my UDF example.
I see. I have a question though.
I think the problem is with the UDF.
Yes, I have questions. So what is long? Like I don't understand the data type in this.
Okay, long is basically have greater length over integer. Like if integer falls in 1 to example, just giving 1 to 1 lakh. Long have capability to store the number from 1 to 10 lakh.
Pardon? Can you say it again?
Okay, and it take more bytes in the memory. Like if integer take 4 bytes, in long take 8 bytes.
Oh, okay. Do you have
It
a
has,
website where I can get like which data type is I supposed to define?
you can, yes, I'll let me open on your computer. So you can save it and you can use them. This,
Yeah, they oh there's long. Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Ah, okay.
so you can see this is the range. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like char is character. Character can be string, any string A, B, C, D, or like combination of
Mm-hmm.
integer and alphabets. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
its range is minus 1 to 8 to 1 to 7. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it 1 byte from your memory.
Mm-hmm.
If you define one variable char, it will take 1 byte. If you define another, it will also take 1 byte. Like it will be cumulatively 2 bytes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. The short is also form of number, like integer. It takes from 32,000 minus 32,768 to positive 32,767.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you see the integer range is more than like uh, short. Okay, and if you see long is also a similar kind, but I think there is some uh, mistake, and he did not mention long take more bytes than integer.
Oh, I see.
Okay, and if you see long it takes more bytes than long. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and float is just like if you want to see some things or want to store in decimals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if your data is in decimal and you want to store into memory or you want to process into memory, then you need to define data type flow.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Okay,
Oh, I
so
have.
these are the,
So, how do you know like when do you define long and when you define short?
yeah. Okay, so when you have, let me open, do you have notepad?
Yes. Yeah.
Like if you know a column in the data frame of Spark, example, is containing values ABC 256, example,
Mm-hmm.
and consider this is a column. And let me open Excel. I think Excel can better explain to rather than
Yes.
me. Okay. Example, you have a column name and code, and example product ID and amount. Okay. So name is like you can say, I'm just writing. Okay. So example, or you can say the name can be product name. Example, we can say face wash. Example, soap, and like I have the code of the face wash. Example, 11 into it, 34 for soap, and product ID. Example, face wash dash 11 and soap dash 34. And example, I said this is of 10, and this is of 12. Okay. So if you first defining the data type, you need to aware of all the things like what column has what kind of data. Okay. So you need to do profiling before defining the data type. Otherwise, you will get error. Okay. So as you see, I have a data set which have 4 columns. Okay. And it can have more rows, but for just to give you the idea, I just write the simple 2 records. Okay. The name have, you can say, product name. Okay. So for this, you need to define your data type chart. Okay. Where you know whatever is coming, it does not require calculation. Calculation means like sum, multiplication, which we do in maths formula. Okay. If you see no math formula is required on the column, you can define char. Data char. Okay. Same thing. If you think the code column does not require any mathematical formula, you don't need to multiply or add, you can also define it char. Okay.
Yes.
Same thing, you for the product ID. Writing these values for product ID was purposeful, and why I wrote this, because if you defined it as integer, it will give you error, because integer always accept only these kind of values, like number. Okay. And char can accept any kind of value like mixture of integer and alphabets. Okay. Char can also accept any kind of value which is numeric, but it will not allow you to do some mathematical formulas on it or mathematical calculation. Okay. So we also go with the chart. Okay. And for the next one, amount, we need to define integer, but because these numbers are very short, like 112, if the number come with this, you cannot define it integer, you need to define it long.
Oh, I see.
Because it goes out from range of integer. Integer has some range, as I showed you here. Integer has some range. Okay. Long has greater range than integer. Okay. So you need to identify how to handle the memory. Okay. If you think your number coming in a column are less than 32,768, you can define it short as well. Okay. So what it will do, it will help you to manage your memory in a good manner. Okay. So this is the story behind it. Okay. So that's why I I just make it. So we can do one thing more. Example 1 and this 2. Okay, we can also do this like I think I don't know what is the problem in IntelliJ, because it doesn't come. I'm seeing first time.
Oh, I see. I have one
So you
on the syntax. Yes. So what is this mean?
For this one?
No, this one. Like I don't understand like why.
Yes, this is the pointer, points, which basically points to the function.
Oh, okay. But then
If this points to the function, this variable is relevant to this function.
But this here, like you didn't need a pointer, so why here you need a pointer?
This is the main class, and this defines like it doesn't require any pointer and pointing to some function. This is our main class previously, which we use.
So whenever you are not,
And this is function. In function, we need to define pointer. Like you can say, you can also do it. Example by this way. You can assign to your function the value as well. But you see the score goes to error.
oh, I see. Why is that?
Because we remove the pointer.
Oh, I see. So every time when I have the function that is not main class, then I need a pointer.
No. If you define UDF in Spark, otherwise there are other ways you can define the function into Scala. Let me show you on the same page. If we like go to there and we said we are defining a function example ABC, and in Scala we just say A is integer example, and we say it comes integer like this. Okay. And we say like if A is equal to 0, and in this Scala we assign assignment operator is double equal. Okay. Okay, then we say okay, and else we say not okay. Okay, now you see this is the way of like defining some function. Okay, so this only simply define your function, and you can use that function where that I will show you. Example, I was just telling you, you can use, you define the function ABC. Okay, it accepts numeric values, integer. You can put anything and you can find out the answer. Okay, let me show you, and let me uh, run this project. It's building. It's compiling your program. Okay. Okay. You see here, like it prints hello. It did not return. We applied it to it, and we say if A is equal to 0. Okay. And if else, no. Okay. And function starts from here. Okay, but we did not like set.
So we have the error.
No, we don't have error. I'm just trying to print out what the result we got basically.
Okay.
Actually, this function is okay, but I'm trying to print out the value into it.
Oh, okay. Oh, you have to run. Oh, okay. Oh, you have to have the return, right? Oh, I'm not sure if it's work the same.
I'm trying to like write return and ABC. Actually, we are providing the value here, which basically accepts this function. It requires one argument which I have defined here, and it is just calculating it like if a is equal to 0, then okay, else not okay. So the function is working good, but I'm trying to find out like what result it produce. Okay, so I'm just checking with it.
Oh, I actually have another question real quick. So why the indent is here but not here? Like, don't you supposed to like put it the same line with this?
Sorry, what?
Oh, I'm just have a question about the indent. So don't you to put it here like so that it align with the depth?
No. Spark or Scala doesn't require indentation like Python.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
It doesn't like require some indentation. You can write like in your style.
Oh.
Even you can do it like this. You press this button, and I think for the function is error, but you can write something some other thing here. Okay.
Oh. Oh, I didn't know.
Check for the start. Okay, so let me give you another example of some function. Okay, how to it, and it definitely example I set def and and example I set I need to provide first the arguments that previously we were writing into bracket. Like I was saying, this is integer, and I said this also return integer, and this is kind of integer function, and I say was example sum equal to 0, and sum is equal to a plus b, and I said return sum. Okay. So this is the simplest example of defining a function. While defining a function, we use same like Python def, and we assigned a name to this function, add integers. Okay. We find two arguments will be required to this function. Okay. And the return will be the integer. Okay. and I said I defined a variable sum, okay, this type of integer, and sum is equal to a plus b, like whatever arguments you provide into this function, okay, it will give you the sum. Okay, so this is the simplest example. If we run it and let me see what is, you can say, you can define also here, example, a is equal to 1 or b is equal to 1. Or we can use this into this function like the function is closed here, and we say, and we're calling this function, and we say we are providing 2 arguments. Now let me run this function. And, I think this is our main class, and we are defining function with the main class. And let me move to this. I will explain you UDF in a couple of minutes. I'm just like excluding it. Okay. So you can see here the output of this function. Okay.
Oh, okay. But then you didn't need to use the pointer. So how does this work?
Actually, the pointer used for the UDFs.
Oh, okay.
This is the function for the Scala method. Okay, as you said, you want to learn what is the syntax of Scala. So I'm just explaining you, like you can define a function like this. Okay, must be the outside of the main class, like defining. I was defining previously the function within the function. Okay.
I have a question. So what is the difference between UDF and this one? Because I thought like it's also you define this.
No, the UDF is also, it's an abbreviation for the user defined function that we use in Spark.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so for Scala language, I just want to give you some difference to share you the clear understanding on it. Scala is a language and Spark is a tool.
Oh, okay, I see. I have.
Okay.
Yes, I think I have been mixing up between those two.
Okay. So what you do, you write the Spark program like application supported program in Scala language. Like there is a Java language, there is C language, there is PHP language, there is .NET language, VB.NET. So there are a lot of languages, but Scala is a language and Spark is a tool. You write Spark application using Scala language. So I am, because you said you are interested in Scala, so I just shared you the Scala syntax, how you can write a program. For Spark, the structure of writing program will be different.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see now. Yeah, I was so confused. I think I make it clear now. Yeah, I think I have been misunderstanding. Okay, I think it's good now.
Okay.
So I think we have different phase. So let's focus on the learning Scala and Scala syntax first. Then once I get the concrete information on that, we can move back. I think because right now I still cannot read a Scala syntax.
Okay, so basically, every time I just ask you, you want to learn Scala or you want to learn writing Spark application with Scala? These are like, have two different directions.
Oh, I see. Yes.
So
Now let me rethink about that because I have been like I didn't understand it for a while.
Because as you told me previously, you are trying to work like with the big data and Hadoop, right? And Spark. So if you need to work with the Spark, then this is not, I cannot say this is a not right direction, but I can you are expecting. Okay. So if you trying to like, let me share my screen, I will share example what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So can you see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. If you see here, this application is written in Spark, and you see this is different than a Scala.
Oh, but you still use Scala to write this, right?
This is different than basic Scala, and I am using Spark dependency and using Scala language building.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
So both are a little bit different directions. So I want to know in which direction you want to go. If you want to learn 6 things of Scala, then okay, we are in the right direction. But if you want to just only learn how to build Spark application in Scala, then we are not in the right direction.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. Let me rethink about it. I think you raised a good question. Yeah, I have been misunderstanding for a while now.
Okay, if you see,
yes,
there nothing function is defined. I just writing only for Spark.
I see.
I don't need to define function. I don't need to define any other thing that I showed to you. Rest of the things is same. Okay. And this is same example. And you can see, but the other commands or the other code is different than currently we are doing.
I see. Oh, I see. So the code is different. You cannot use Scala syntax.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So you
In
have to
couple of
use
places,
API for it, right?
no, this is not API. It's using these Scala dependencies, Spark dependencies. I'm writing Spark code, which basically is only Spark application.
I see now. Okay, let me rethink
So,
and I'll let you know because I think yeah.
okay, think about it. But before it, I don't like want to waste your time. I just want to give you a tip.
Sure.
First, build an environment, configure an environment where you can test your Spark application. Okay.
Yes.
And it will be good for you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I think
Okay, no problem. But if you need help like building the environment or how to do the things, uh, like you can ask me, but from scratch or for the things to train you, obviously training has cost, but if you do at your own, it will be good.
Awesome. Yes, thank you so much for your help, Atif. Yes, so I think that's all the questions I have for today's session. So I'll end and I'll let you know about the time.
Okay.
Yes.
So whenever you want to have session, let me know.
I think
So
we should keep the regular session like this week, and I'll try to review what I need, and I'll let you know before Monday.
okay.
But
So
for now, I think
we can have session tomorrow, right?
yes. So right now, I think the session really helped me to understand the syntax. So I think we still should keep continue it if it's all right for you. But I'll I'll have a revision on whether I need understand the Scala syntax or Spark application.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. That will be good. Think about it and let me know in
Yes.
which direction you want to go. So I like prepare and make the things easy to you.
Yes. Awesome. Yes. Thank
Okay.
you so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.